Hey guys! Welcome back to Let's Play Xenogears! Last time we had our limiters removed, which allows us to gain access to new death blows, and I learned some of them. For both Rico and Billy, they only have 3 new ones to learn, and I've learned all 3 of them. For everyone else, I've only learned up to that 3rd one, so triangle, square, triangle, X. Except for with Faye, because for whatever reason he was not learning them very well, so I just gave up on it. I did spend a little bit of time doing this. It's not necessary, but I would like to be able to use these, and I probably gained, 4, maybe 5 levels while I did it. I just did it in the shafts here in Shivat, so I think that's probably the best place you can do that type of grinding in. One note is that most of the enemies, in fact I think all 3 of the different enemies in there are immune to all elements, so if you have Billy in your party and use his square attack, his elemental guns, they do heal the enemies, which is both a good and a bad thing. It heals them so they don't die, but at the same time you can keep enemies alive to keep doing more death blows on them to build up your levels faster so you don't have to fight as many battles. So there's 2 sides to that one. You also gain a lot of money down there. Most of the enemies drop tons of money. I also gained these new techs for everybody else, which basically just includes Bart, Satan, and Ellie. No one else has access to them, even though we do have access to Maria and Chu-Chu now as party members. Now, all of the other ones except for these 2 follow a basic pattern. The 4 triangles and an X is wind. The next one, 2 triangles, square, X, is earth. The next one down is triangle, square, triangle, X, and that one is fire. And the final one for everyone else, except for Faye, is the last one, which is square, triangle, triangle, X, and that one is water elemental. Now, his final 2, Kokie, is light elemental, and Yamike is dark elemental. Now, while water and fire oppose each other, if you're, weak to, like if you're fire elemental, you're going to be weak to water, and wind and earth do the same thing. Light and darkness, even though they're normally opposed, are not actually opposition in this game. Enemies can still absorb one or the other, but just because you're a light elemental doesn't mean you're going to be weak to dark or vice versa. Just so you know. Now, as far as what I've got set up here, I've got Long Dark Card on Faye, Speed Ring on Rico, and I gave Billy the Power Crisis because there's really nothing else I can give him that's of value since he doesn't get any additional power from Power Rings or anything like that. As far as gears, I think we're all just set up basically as you would expect. Now, since I did all that stuff, I also got a bunch of, where are they? Gotta be around here, yeah. I got a few gold nuggets as well, and we still have a whole bunch of excess stuff. I gotta clean up my inventory. I'll do that later. Not important. Anyway, now that we've gotten all that out of the way, we can finally leave Shivat. Now, once you do, Bart will coin the new Yggdrasill that's been reborn as the 3rd. So yes, this is the Yggdrasill 3. There's always more Yggdrasills for whatever reason. Anyway, we got to learn the controls again, and we actually do. Triangle is go forward, go figure. Square still brings you back inside, and circle is land. Now, before we move on, fast forward, change angle, fast forward again, and now there is one island with ice. Now, this is important because there is a special enemy here that you can't encounter anywhere else in the game, at least for now. Now, I'm going to try and find him, but he is rare on this island, so I'm probably going to have to edit out a bunch of battles. There's one other enemy here called a Golem who will take 0 damage from all physical and magical attacks. These are them, and you'll run into them the vast majority of the time. However, the only way to kill them is to be in character form, because somewhere in the code it checks whether your ether attacks are coming from a character or from a gear. And if they're coming from a gear, they have like 500 ether defense, which is way more than like any other enemy in the game. And if they have, but if it senses the attacks coming from a character, they have 0. So Faye with guided shot doing like 200 damage will one-shot these guys, but you can't deal any damage to them otherwise. So I'm just going to keep doing this until I can find the enemy that I'm looking for, and then we'll show off a battle with him. Okay, we found him. Sorry there was no proper intro to the battle, but I was doing a lot of fast forwarding. This took quite some time to do. This is a dragon, and these guys are important for a couple of reasons. One, there's like 6 different versions of this enemy. They all have the same stats and the same HP. 18,000. They're not all that deadly against gears. However, later in the game, we fight them in human form. That's very difficult to deal with because their attacks do a lot of damage. Now, you want to use your normal attacks here, build up for combos, and then you want to use your triangle combos, actually. For some reason, they seem to do proportionally more damage than the other ones. Like, the other ones will do like 2,800 versus 2,100, so I'm going to stick with these ones and just kind of go and beat down this guy's HP. Now, the reason you want to fight this guy is because he can drop an item that no one else will drop at this point. It's a better piece of equipment, so I've already actually fought this guy twice off screen, and I'm going to get a third one right now. Now, unfortunately, what this guy drops is female-only armor. Now, I only have 3 female characters, 2 of which I probably won't use, but one of them I will be using, so I wanted to make sure I got at least one for her. But I definitely, because I'm OCD, I wanted to get ones for the other characters as well, so even if I don't plan on using them, I may at one point. I don't like switching equipment. It takes too long. Anyway, not a lot of experience, no money, but we get a devil dress, which is a better piece of equipment for the ladies. So I've already fought 2 of them off screen, so now I have a total of 3 of them. And we can launch the Yggdrasill. Now, at this point in the game, something I wanted to mention. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I think we now have access to another city, if I remember correctly. It's a place we've already been to. I believe it's not Dazzle. What's the other one? This one, whatever this is called. Can't remember what that's called. But anyway, our plan here is to go to Nisan. There is some stuff we need to do here. So, in order to do that, we don't need to bother going all the way over through that little secret area anymore. We now have access. So I'm going to save up here and get all ready, and then I'll see you in a moment. Okay, we're back. Let's just head into Nisan. There's just needed to save there. Don't really need to change up my equipment. It's already set up the way I would like it to. It's pretty happy music considering, you know, Shakhan apparently invaded this place. Probably not the best choice of music here. That's more like it. As you can see, this place has been overrun. And game, can I do something? We're just gonna take a look at all the guards all over the place. Now, the strange thing about this sequence, well, we'll see in a moment. Let's go through some dialogue first. I know these people aren't really the best choice in party members to bring here. Technically, that would probably make sense to be Bart and maybe Ellie or something like that, but oh well. Yeah, I think most of this dialogue is scripted for pretty much everybody, because they all seem to say very similar things. I usually bring along Ellie and Satan to this area, but regardless of who you bring, you meet up with Sigurd at this point. Okay. Who knows? They just seem to be, you know, preventing anyone from doing anything. Uh-huh. Yeah, well, why do we let her tag along everywhere? She's kind of useless in battle. It's not like she's a party member. She just randomly throws healing things at us when she's kind of in our party. I guess that's true. It does make sense. Though sending in more powerful reinforcements is probably a more effective strategy. Okay. So, what's our plan then? We're just kind of here. I guess that's true, right? We saw the all of the things that he was sending in through those ethos computers all the way back to Solaris. So I guess, in a sense, Shakhan's, taking over, and the war in general is kind of Solaris' doing. So I guess everything is pretty much everyone's problem at this stage. There's not really a whole lot to do. Solaris really has come across as the ultimate evil in this game. So, what's the plan? Where are we going? Yeah, they just kind of, all of a sudden, we jump down in the middle of all these guards, and that's the plan. Yeah, the game's not too great. Okay, so I was talking about the elemental properties of some of the techs. None of Billy's have any elemental affinity. Rico's two of his have elemental affinities. Well, I'll use a new tech there with you. This is wind elemental for you, but a lot of these have really long animations, and they don't make a whole lot of sense to watch over and over again, which is one of the kind of the downsides to this game, is the battles take a long time, even though those do a lot of damage now. But yeah, let's show off some of the new techs here. True Dream. Now, Rico's triangle, triangle, square, X attack is fire elemental. Holy crap! And his triangle, square, triangle, X attack is earth elemental. Like I said, everyone else has their own associated elements, but yeah, death roll is non-elemental, just as the rest of his that I didn't mention are. Multiple reverse Hurricane Rana, I don't know. Hard to tell what exactly Rico's doing half the time. They throw bombs, they're not really all that important. Let's show off somebody else's additional techs here. Holy Gate. Now, unfortunately, what this is it's just a long string of battles, so I'm just gonna probably go into maybe the next one and show off some of the techs in these battles, since it's a good opportunity to do so. But other than that, I'm just gonna start cutting things out when it gets tedious and there's nothing new to show off. But yeah, they just keep running at you at this point, and there's no real way of avoiding it. You're kind of screwed. They ambush you so fast that you don't really have an option. And this one should be Earth Elemental. Now, even though a lot of these look like they should hit multiple enemies, they don't, for whatever reason. Dear Friend, this is his best tech, or his most advanced tech that he gets in the game. He's juggling him with bullets. That's pretty awesome. Still not very powerful, unfortunately. Let's see. I showed off your first two. Now here is Hell Splash. And I guess that's just a big-ass power bomb. Okay, that works. And I think that's pretty much all the techs I think I've shown off. Actually, no, I think Rico has one more to show off that I forgot to show off. Let's see here. Yeah, Flame Lariat. This one, even though it says Flame, is... Oh no, this is the one that's Fire Elemental. There you go. Anyway, that's it. I will do the rest of the fights off-screen, and I will see you once I'm done. Okay, after cleaning up all the battles, you sometimes have to run down into a different part of the area in order to get the line of dialogue to show up, but you can't progress with the game until you do that. Now, those enemies are really, really weak. You can usually kill them with a square triangle, or not a square triangle, a square X death blow with pretty much anybody, so I wouldn't waste your time watching all those animations unless you enjoy it. I just wanted to show them off once, because that's pretty much all I really kind of am interested in doing. I don't know why we get kind of this big overview. It's like, we stop the game for like a week and figure out what's going on, and then we kind of move on after the fact, and they just like, let's breeze over that part of the game. Now, I know why they did it, and I'll get into that on disc 2 because everyone who's played this game and knows about the chair knows it's coming. We will talk about this in as much detail as I think it deserves, which isn't a long time. It's not going to be like me spending 20 minutes talking about the chair. I'll talk about it a little bit, kind of as we're doing other things. No signs of residents yet. So, what's the plan then? Where is everybody, and what are we going to do next? Oh, look, there's somebody here. Ah, Sister Agnes, nice. Well, you're not really military. I don't really expect you to defend the city against an army. So where did everybody go? Sorry about that, just a quick little interruption there. Anyway, half the residents have fled. After that... Oh. So yeah, I guess that would kind of make sense. If you're not worried about being reelected or trying to keep, public opinion in your corner, you might as well do exactly what you need to do. In this case, be an evil bastard, but, They're not dead, are they? Hiding. Ah, yes, they're in the mausoleum, which is actually located in behind the cathedral there. Okay, so it's like a royal crypt. Cool. Yeah, it's not just a hole in the ground, no. It's a very large hole in the ground with technology. Of course he is. He was after that from the start. We already knew about that. Bart, do you have any idea what's going on here? Bart, why didn't you tell us this earlier? Why not? Yeah, he had all those old pictures that he had in the big screen on the floor in his base that we saw way back when. Some great power. And from what we can gather from what we learned in Shavat, apparently that great power is an Omni-Gear. Whoa, dark all of a sudden. Yeah, they're going to go dig up a decayed body that won't have usable retina and use them to enter via retina scanner, which is actually how this process works. There's so many things wrong with this. I'm just going to let it slide because there's no point. Yeah, break the seal. Reminds me of Chrono Trigger. Then again, anytime I hear, break the seal, I'm always just reminded of that chapter of Chrono Trigger because I like that chapter and that song. So you guys kind of knew about that because Margie knew about it and she talked. Okay, so she knew part as much as Bart, I guess, but I don't know. So the Fatima Jasper is something we already knew about. It's the eyes, the eye pattern of your family. And he already knew this, and this was this big puzzle during his arc, and he already knew the answer. Okay, so the doors are opened to the treasure by the treasure? I think there must be like a translation glitch here because it just the way he's talking about it is confusing. Basically, the only ones who can open this treasure are his family, because they have the appropriate retinal pattern. I guess there's a such thing as a retinal pattern. I know you can scan retinas, at least in our world, but in this world, I just don't see that happening. There's so much anachronism going on in this game that it's just crazy. Oh. And you lost your kingdom and you didn't think that probably a good idea to try and use this to get my kingdom back? Strange. That is unthinkable. Most definitely not. Yeah, they supervise the evil that is Solaris and their whim. Anyway, let's go. Oh, that sounds like a great plan. Of course, we already tried the split attack plan before, and it didn't really work out for us. But this time, it seems like it might be a little bit of a better option. This time, it's not plot related, you know, we want to break this down. Now looks like a good opportunity to do so, so let's try that. Sounds like a plan. Anyway, time to split up. He's gonna go to the mausoleum with Faye and one other party member. You are going to be fighting character-sized battles in the upcoming area, so I don't recommend either of those two. Rico is slow, and so I don't really want him. I'm tempted to bring Billy. Yeah, I think I am going to bring Billy. More for the fact that we haven't seen much of him. Actually, you know what? I am going to bring Satan with me. I kind of wish I had the power crisis that Billy has. That's why I was thinking about putting him in. It really doesn't matter. I just pick something. Oh. I guess I'm not going to take him. Sure, we'll take Ellie. Might as well. I don't know why they gave us the option, but if he wasn't going to go. And of course, Margie's coming with. Why not? And for whatever reason, just like, sure, you can come. Let's put you in danger. Why not? He is most likely going to be that. Unfortunately, I don't get the power crisis for the upcoming area because I can't change my party members right now. But, oh well. Anyway, let's get going. Where is the mausoleum? Well, I already kind of told you. It's at the rear of the cathedral. Yeah, we gotta get on the road that runs to the backside, so either of the side exits. Well... Oh, so it seems like nobody tends to go in there. So we're all just kind of going in there blind. That's great. And that sounds like a horrible idea. However, yeah, we don't have much to do as far as preparations go. Shut up, Margie, and move. I want to go actually explore a little bit here. Now, as far... Game. The tool lady is the item shop, equipment shop in the area. Yeah, basically, you can still go to the shop even though no one's there, but you go and buy stuff and you just leave the money there for them. So you can't just steal stuff because you want to, and it would be helpful. So yeah, you can go in here, and you get, we already knew that. Yeah, we'll just leave the money here. And so you can go and you can buy stuff if you want. I think this is based on what Shavat had. Yes. So you can buy any of that stuff if you're so inclined. It really doesn't matter. Let's go and check out some items real quick and just make sure I'm up to date on my items. But yeah, that's pretty much it. As far as characters, you can't make any switches at this point, so I'll just balance these up a little bit. No, I don't want any more of those anyway. Not that I'll be using most of this stuff, but might as well. Now, you could use speed stars as, you know, a form of haste if you want, because it's basically what they are, but nah. Might as well buy some more of those. I barely use healing items in this game. It's just really unnecessary most of the time. Now, as far as how I have things set up here, Ellie will be useful if I give her the ether doubler. There we go. And Bart, I might as well give you the battle apron. Might as well. Now, let's take a look at no, not gears. Well, I want to change something. I want to put E-circuits because I get more agility back while I'm thinking of it. What I want to check out is abilities, because we've learned some new ones. Radiance, we may have learned that one. It's a new spell for Faye, not that I care. We have learned some new stuff here. As far as I've read up about White Cologne, what it does is if you cast it, you will automatically evade the next attack and then counter. I haven't tested this, but that's apparently what it is, so that could be very, very useful. This ups your evasion and your accuracy, which is kind of obvious. Attack up, and then we have these which add elements to your attacks, which I don't care for because I'll just use the appropriate death blow if I want to do that. Oops, let's go over and take a look at you. We now have all targeting elemental spells, just like before. Now, let's see, I don't have the percentages here, but I think they're very similar as far as percentages go to the area of effect spells, so they still have a fail rate, though that'll be lower now that Ellie's a higher level and has a higher ether stat. And in addition to that, there's also the fact that they're no more powerful. I think like the power on the first 4 is 1.0, the next 4 is 1.1, and the final 4 is 1.0 again. So they're not any more powerful, they just hit more enemies. So you're pretty much better off going with these a lot of the time anyway. Aside from that, let's take a look at their death blows there real quick. Yeah, we've almost learned the next one, the last ones there for them, but that'll happen naturally. I just wanted to get a good head start going on it because I want to be able to make use of them in battle and show them off because they have some pretty cool animations. Anyway, that's pretty much all for today. Next time, we will be going into the mausoleum and trying to get out the door first, and hopefully getting, you know, into there and figure out what Shakhan's after and prevent him from getting it and get it for ourselves before we do too much else. That's all for this one, and I'll see you guys next time.